Hello, once again, good friends. Welcome back to the new channel. This is Apex Auction Recons. It's going to take me a little time to get used to that, but we have the shop manager here, and this channel will be a combination of going to pick up vehicles at local auctions, both public and dealer auctions, locally through private sales, and beyond. And we'll pick up some vehicles, we'll flip them. But the most important part will be testing, detailing products inside and out, anything from cleaners to protectants. And these will be excellent vehicles to test these products, because when they get traded in, most of them will be trade-ins at local dealerships. They're in sad shape. So this should be fun. Let's get right into the video. Well, we have to start off by getting our first vehicle from an auction for the channel. And I'm going to frequent one of my favorite places locally. It is a public auction in eastern Pennsylvania. They run 2 cars through at a time, so you kind of have to, really keep your head on a swivel and listen carefully to keep track of where the bids are going, but it's a fun place to go. This is just a partial inventory of used cars that mostly have been traded into local dealerships, and then they're brought here. And they arrive throughout the day. There are also private sales, anything from your Mercedes and European luxury, exotic, and sports cars down to daily drivers, trucks, and the type of vehicle that I am targeting today, and that is a minivan. I'm looking for a minivan, guys, just like this, so the shop manager will have a better time getting in and out. The truck that I use is 20-some inches off the floor, off the ground, and it's getting harder for her to jump in and out. She will not use the ramp, refuses to use the ramp. And a minivan is about 10 inches lower, so much easier for her to get in. And you can see the vehicles here are going to have some boo-boos, some scratches, wheels that haven't been cleaned in a year or two, interiors that haven't been cleaned in a year or two. That's not a problem. That's actually good news, because we'll be able to test a ton of old and new detailing products to see what works and what doesn't on these daily drivers, mommy vans, and everything else that we can find. So this is a Grand Caravan, about an '08, and one of the things I look for, I'll show you what I look for when I come to the auctions. Inspection, I like to have a couple months, and then the mileage, and that's very high. However, I like to look at different things under the hood and in and around the vehicle that give me an indication if it's well taken care of, and then the mileage doesn't bug me quite as much. Decent battery. The oil is clean-ish. Nothing really, no signs of anything leaking, squirting out to the bottom of the hood or running down the vehicle. The power steering is a little wet. The oil is, up to the fill line and a little bit beyond. It doesn't smell like gasoline. It doesn't have a frothy look to it, meaning there would be a head gasket problem. Not really too much oil running down the side of the engine. So far, so good. It's a 3.8 liter V6. So let's hop in and start it up. So it starts right up, and then immediately we want to look for lights on the dash. No check engine light, which is great. It doesn't have a miss or a shimmy. It idles really nice, smooth as butter. I like to hop out after I check all of the windows, make sure the switches and the motors work correctly. We have 4 that go up and down in this van. Looking good, so we'll hop out and look for any top-end noises, taps, clicks, any knocks for the bottom end. We'll look for exhaust leaks, take a closer look for any type of leak at all, and then let it run and keep our eye on the temperature gauges. and any other gauges that are available to us. We'll put it in reverse and drive and see if it kicks into gear in reverse. Now, we can't take it for a drive. You can't bring your OBD sensors, but you can go forward and back. You can't take it for a test drive. So it's really kind of a crapshoot. We'll make sure the air conditioner works. That's going to be huge. The puppy likes to stay cool, and it gets nice and cold, which is another great sign. So far, this is going to be the one that I will be looking toward when the bidding starts. So we'll let this run for a few minutes. I come to the auctions early so I can do this and take my time, let it run for a while, let's see if it overheats. But it is the Grand Caravan, much lower, and I will be either removing the seats or folding them down. It does have 2 screens. This was loaded for lots of kids to hop in, go to soccer practice, and lots of storage as well. Vents all the way around to keep the puppy cool back there.
24 down, we're on the 124 down to find 2 guys. Right here we go, right here.
So guys, we did end up with the winning bid. It is an 08, and the winning bid was $2,300. Guys, to me, that's perfectly fine. I'm just looking to get 20, 30,000 miles out of it. 2,300 for 20, 30,000 miles is perfectly fine with me. Let me know down in the comment section if you think we paid too much for it. Is it just right on spot, or did we get a good deal? Okay, the true test, because it's a gamble to pick one of these up. Not being able to take it out for a test drive, you can only put it in gear, put it in reverse, and make sure it goes forward and backwards, but you need to know if it shifts. That's the gamble. 85% of the time I've gotten decent cars. The rest, some with transmission problems. Some later turned out to have some major engine issues, wiring and electrical issues, overheating head gaskets. Here we go. We want to see it go through all the gears. If it goes through all the gears, I'm going to be perfectly happy. So there's a shift into second. There is a shift into third. I'm not sure what speed the transmission is on these. I've never had one before. And we're into overdrive now, so goes through the gears perfectly. Transmission is fine. The steering wheel does not shake or shimmy. You leave go of the wheel briefly. It just continues on a straight track. There's no pulling to the left or right. I'll keep an eye on the temperature gauge, make sure it's not overheating. I just filled it up with fuel, but you go on the brakes and there's no shake or shimmy there. It doesn't pull to the left or right. So the rotors, everything seems to be perfectly fine. I'm happy. If it rides like this is a nice, comfortable ride, smooth ride. And she can get up inside quickly and easily and has a lot more room. We're good to go. All right, let's get back to the shop and start cleaning things up, straighten some things out with this beast. Let's get this thing in the shop. We have a lot of work to do. Now, obviously, I will be changing all of the fluids, including the oil. Maybe flush the antifreeze, transmission fluid, all that other good stuff. But this is primarily a recon or detailing channel, so if you want to see that other work done, let me know. But other than that, I'll do all that off camera. For recon, we're going to start with the obvious. We're going to redo the headlights. I'm not sure what kit we're going to use, but we're going to get those nice and clear so it's safe to use. You can see how cloudy they are. In nighttime conditions, bad weather, rainy, stormy conditions. Now there is some, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pick this up, but there is some cracking that goes through and goes internally because of the combination of the heat from the headlight and the sun's harmful rays. So we'll be able to clear those up to make them a lot safer at nighttime, but they won't be perfect. Another thing, restoring the plastics, the injection molding zebra look here, it's everywhere. So we'll be able to test some really cool trim restoration and protectant products. The wheels here haven't been cleaned in a long time, so we're going to be able to see what wheel cleaners can improve the look of them. This thing is really dirty. So we can test some shampoos. And then, of course, when we get into the interior, that is another set of detailing products that we can put to the test. So one of the main reasons I was looking into the van was clearance from the ground to the bottom of the sill. And we're looking at about 25 inches. With the van, we're looking at 17 inches. So that's a big difference between 25 inches and 17 inches when it comes to a senior dog. So very important. And then another thing that was very important, obviously, was the amount of room that she would have back here and still have all of these windows to look out of. Yeah, obviously very dirty. We're going to address that soon. I will be taking and removing this seat, but I will keep that in place. This is the door that works the best. I'll have to lubricate the track, make sure it stays that way. But she'll be able to jump in this door, walk back to wherever she wants to. She likes to go towards the back and then look out of all of these windows. But we did fold back the third row seats. Those are right there. And we'll have to clean those at some point. But right now, the first thing I want to do is get that seat out of there. Again, we'll keep that. And then do a thorough vac back here for her. So again, I never had one of these. I don't have to remove the seat. I thought it was like one of the SUVs I had where you can actually remove the whole seat. All you have to do is fold up this flap here in the door. And that's it. There it is. That one I don't have to fold forward. That's plenty of room for her to jump in there and maneuver her way back towards the back of the van. Sweet. Okay, one last thing I'd like to do before I end this particular video. Two things. We're going to clean the floor here just a little bit before I start to haul her around in it. There's a lot of other things I'd like to take care of, but we'll take care of her area first. We'll vac. We'll give it a thorough vac. I'm not going to shampoo it yet. I may want to look for something to put in here, maybe a rubber mat that I can keep everything at bay and contained in an area where I can just vac it up. We have fall and winter just around the corner. She's going to jump in, and then her paws after going for a hike or just trekking from the house to the vehicle, it's going to get messy. So I'm going to find something. But in the meantime, I want it smelling decent and get this area at least freshened up for her. So these fibers on this carpeting, this is entry-level carpeting back here, and they're very stiff and they're curled up like this. So grass, dirt particles, they get in there and they almost get woven in the fiber, and what you want it to do is to relax just enough so you can vac it free quickly and easily. What I do as a quick tip is I'll grab some fabric softener, any type at all, whatever you like the smell of it, and cut it 10:1. That's the dilution ratio. Pick any bottle from Lowe's or Home Depot, and they will have these measurements on the side. So dilute it, and then we'll spray the carpet, and we'll let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, let those fibers relax just enough that we can see what we can do here to get it clean. And we'll just use this little rigid portable unit that we have here at the shop, one of many, and it works rather well. So let's get to it. All right, and in no time at all, so much better already. There are still some small particles that are still, within grasp of those real stiff fibers, but so much better, and it doesn't have to be perfect. She's going to be jumping in here very soon. We'll be going hiking, and it won't be long before it's back to the way it was and worse. But for now, it doesn't smell like an old rubber boot shoved with hot pepper cabbage anymore. It smells nice and fresh, and I could do with that for a little while. The next thing we want to do before we end the video real quick is to clean up just back here the plastic. Just get it kind of sanitized and cleaned up. You can see all the dirt marks and the rub marks and scrape marks, and we'll get this done real quick. For the plastics, very simple this time. We're going to use the Phoenix EODs, the Kraken all-purpose cleaner. Grab a microfiber and the P&S scrubber here. I have protective equipment. I get this damn thing off in about a day or two, so I cannot wait. But let's get to it. Let's clean up the plastics back here. Okay, much better. That combination did a fine job. A lot of those dark marks and scrapes are removed from the plastic trim. It smells better, it looks better. The only place where that combination needed a boost was right in here where there's some paint. So we broke out the Citral 266, spray it in there, we'll let it soak, mop that up, and we're all done back here. All right, good friends, that's going to do it for today's video. We have a ton of products that have been stockpiling in a back room while I've taken the time off. We'll get to them. We have plenty of vehicles coming in from auctions, so we'll see how they work, what works and what doesn't, how these vehicles clean up, if they can improve. We'll see if we can flip one or two and make a penny here and there. Hell, I'd be happy just to break even on some of them. So, Brian from Apex Auction Recons. That's going to take a little time to get used to saying that, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate each and every one of you.